So about 10 years ago when I opened my first 401k account, I was reading some materials that were linked from the website where I had opened the account. And it was discussing about how as you age, you need to invest more conservatively because you have fewer years to recover any losses. And a light bulb clicked on in my head that if I keep my body young, that not only does my money have more time to grow, but it's also growing a whole lot more aggressively. And so I've learned to treat healthy lifestyle as almost part of my financial investment, right? The difference being that most people keep their financial investments private, right? You rarely go into the workplace and talk about what 401k stocks you're investing in, how much you're putting into your 401k. Kind of taboo to sit in the cafeteria talking about that, right? But it's perfectly okay to sit in the cafeteria and talk about ways that you're keeping your body young, right? Maybe not directly using those words, but you get the idea, right? So I've learned to keeping my body young is part of my financial investment. It's not a supplement to it. It's not an enhancement to it. It literally is part of the portfolio. A lot of people don't seem to understand that, right? Some people will acknowledge that it can enhance their investments. I think it's part of the investments. Get that into your head. Now, a few years after that, I was reading about why Social Security was going to go broke, and part of the reason was demographics. And I got a little bit disappointed at that. I know this is going to sound selfish, but let me tell you what had happened. I was looking at demographic trends, and I learned population was going to increase, which is a good thing. The sad part is that the increases are all at the back end, and I wanted to meet somebody younger, right? So by this time I was 30 years old, but I was keeping my body really young. I was routinely dating people who were 5-10 years my junior, sometimes more. Sometimes it's unfortunate that I want to meet somebody who on paper is 40 years old, but in their body they are 20. That's the kind of person I actually want to date. The problem is that those are very hard to come by here in the United States, right? So instead I would meet people who are actually 20 on paper and sometimes 25 physically, right? Now I look at the demographics, and unfortunately in the coming decades those people are going to be the dominant species here in the United States, right? So I think another important investment we have to make is our connection to the outside world, right? Because a lot of people don't realize, they think I'm still a teenager, right? And a lot of people are surprised by my age. At the university where I'm teaching, I sometimes people think I'm a student there. And the light bulb went off during the pandemic. The light bulb went off that I need to be more connected with people so that people know who I am and so that I belong with the locals here. So last year, around this time of year actually, we started worrying about whether or not we would be able to go out in public without taking this pharmaceutical product that I don't want to be taking. And I learned that I haven't had problems with that actually. I've kept my job despite not wanting to take this drug. I've been able to go to all my favorite outings despite not taking this drug. And I think a big part of that is that I've been making all the right connections. And so in the coming decades, connections to the local people and your good health, especially keeping your body young, I would say those are the top two investments I would make. Especially, I hope we're wrong about this, but if we're right about this and COVID ends up taking the lives of a lot of people who are physically old, right, we're going to have a lot more opportunities to connect with the right people. And I'm kind of excited about that. Thanks for watching.